All right, I am Matt Van Meter. I am sitting here with Sam Morano, and we're gonna talk a little bit about like happiness, the good life, P1, and all that good stuff over here. Um, all right, Sam. Let's just start it out pretty nice and easy. Like, what is happiness to you?
Happiness to me is just being content in life and doing what you love. If you don't do what you love, I really don't think you can be happy.
Yeah, that's actually one of the things that we talk about in class, and they like this concept of like just feeling competent in and of itself is a huge ingredient to being happy. That's like that makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense, you know. A way that we like to visualize it in positive psych is there's like a line here, right, and this is like your neutral line,
Yeah.
and if you're north of neutral, you're generally happy. You know, like you know how like sometimes you wake up and you're just like, oh,
Yeah.
or you wake up and you're just psyched on life. You know, when you're
Right.
psyched, you're pretty north of neutral. You maybe like plus one, plus two, however like you want to arbitrarily measure it in your head. And then sometimes you're south of neutral. You know, and sometimes that's
Yeah.
how it is. But the goal is to average north of neutral while understanding that there are these waves and it comes and goes. Um,
Right.
do you like? Do you know? Have you heard of like hedonic happiness and like the
No.
hedonic treadmill and stuff?
No, I've never heard of that.
So like the idea of hedonic happiness is it's the like fleeting happiness that you get from like um, it's like a temporary happiness that you get from like getting something new or something that it's like the novelty or you know um, and then eventually it's gonna wane and you end up on if that's like the main thing that you're valuing is your hedonic happiness um, you're gonna end up on like the hedonic treadmill is what a lot of people call it. Like, have you heard of that before?
No.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yes.
okay. Um, yeah, and the idea is like you're just chasing the dragon. You know,
Oh,
where like
yeah.
you get that spike of like hedonic happiness, and then
Right.
it's hedonic, so it's going to leave.
Yeah.
And so you just keep on looking for that over and over again. Um,
Yeah, nice.
yeah, so like that's like a lot of how we visualize happiness in positive psych, and I'm really happy that you brought up like stuff that you
Mhm.
like doing stuff that you enjoy because that's actually something that I completely forgot to talk about
Right.
here in my
Yeah.
notes. So like the next question I have is like how could you put in like 1 degree more effort into things around you to make yourself more happy? You know, like we have this project is actually like project P1
Yeah.
where the you're trying to show the difference that 1 degree more effort can make
Right.
in the lives of people in your life and the lives of the people around you. So I'll ask that question to you. Like, how can you put in 1 degree more effort into what to make you happy?
I guess just by like just making the effort. Like if you're not gonna put it in, like then it's not nothing's gonna come out of it. You gotta do it. And I've
Yeah.
seen people when they do make the effort, there's a really big good outcome. Like
Mm-hmm.
for this project too, there's other people like I know that are doing it, and the
Mm-hmm.
e-cards. Like
Yeah.
when people get sent those, the amount of like gratitude they feel,
Exactly.
my friend has gotten cards sent, like thank you notes back, like it just makes people's day. And I think if more people were to just make the effort and do
Mm-hmm.
it instead of
Mm-hmm.
like not, then I think
Instead
they'd
of
be
like
happy.
instead of saying like oh screw that I'm gonna do a podcast instead. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, what a nerd, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like I really like that. Yeah, and like there's also something to be said where I feel like this concept of like 1 degree more effort like really wraps around to what you were saying as far as like feeling competent and everything because you know if you put in that extra 1 degree more of effort then you're going to get that returns both in like
Yes.
any material that you get from whatever you're doing or and in that like that feeling of competence to
Yeah.
it, you know, like I've talked to you about climbing a lot. Like one of the reasons that I love climbing is there's just a different type of feeling when you're doing something incredibly difficult
Right.
that you know is incredibly difficult because you failed it so many times.
Yeah.
But then you make it feel easy because you're just climbing it that competently.
Right.
There's really no better feeling in the world than that,
Yeah.
And it's a very fulfilling activity for me. So like I really feel that. So another thing that we've gone over is this acronym PERMA, and I guess this sort of like ties into like the first question of like what is happiness to you and like what makes you happy.
Yeah.
So the acronym here is P is for positive emotions. So like just trying to think positively and like really savor the positive emotions because like
Right.
savoring is in and of itself a form of gratitude.
Yeah.
And just being able to savor things in life is so important really for our overall happiness.
Right.
And then E is for engagement. Like sort of what I was talking about there with climbing, that like climbing is something that engages me in life
Right.
a lot, and it's something
Yeah.
that I've been like engagement is actually like a very weak point for me right now because of I've been like so sick for
Right.
so long in this semester that it like just being engaged has been really hard, and
Yeah.
like actually going and doing stuff like I was telling you earlier today that I just have no energy and everything.
Right.
And then our relationships, people
Yeah.
are just so important. M, meaning, and your life has to be meaningful.
Yeah.
It almost dovetails into what we were talking about with engagement. With you have to do the things that you love.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And then achievement, again, just like you feel feeling competent and
Yeah.
feeling like what you do matters.
Right.
And then P stands for positive health. That's just stuff like taking care of yourself, meditating,
Right.
eating well,
Yeah.
working out, all that stuff. So like of those 6 little things in our acronym here,
Yeah.
which one do you think which ones like really stick out to you as stuff that you could like you either doing well in or things that you could
Right, like
Improving,
improvement.
yeah.
So I guess the two that really stuck out were engagement and relationships, because I feel relationships to me are super important.
Yeah.
I need to have like healthy friendships, partnerships, just everything, or it just really affects the way if you're happy or not. The people in your life really can change your mood in any second, I feel like, and I think relationships are super important if they're healthy.
Dude, I really feel that.
Yeah.
And I really like that's been a huge lesson for me since I got to college is
Right.
like really sitting and thinking and being aware of the people that I'm spending my time with and whether or not those relationships are the ones I want to be building in that moment,
Right.
So yeah, so it was relationships and engagement, right?
Yeah, engagement, because I just feel like to be like really happy and in life, like you gotta be engaged in life.
Yeah.
And if you're not engaged and you're not liking what you're doing, then I feel like there's nothing really that's gonna make you happy.
Yeah. Like literally yesterday in class, Prof. U was telling us about I believe a family member of his who the last 10 years of his life he was a bigger guy, and I'll never forget like the way he described his lifestyle was if you go to he's the type of guy when you go to a family dinner, he's sitting on the couch until dinner time, and then you gotta pry him off the couch.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Sam, I'm really happy that we were able to do this.
Yeah, me too. This was really fun.
We're actually 9 minutes 40 seconds in.
Right.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was nice.
This is good.